And I'm going to do my best to be super practical. Okay? So Draven is talking about onsets. Onsets in our methodology, it just means the start.
Yep.
All right? This is, and he mentioned one of the onsets that you learn and that you train from the book and the course and our mini course. All right? And this is the dampen and release onset he's referring to. Beep, beep, beep. Okay? It is characterized by the fact that it starts with plosive consonants. B, D, T, P. Consonants that sort of pop. Right? So we have these things called onsets, which just means how you start. Okay? And we've classified several onsets that do unique things, have unique features, advantages, and benefits. The one that Draven is accurately advocating to help women get more amplified dark harmonics is the dampen and release onset. To dampen means to make your larynx sit down a little bit. It makes it sit down a bit, okay? So when you pop off of a beep, 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 as he was demonstrating, it makes the larynx sit down a little bit, okay? When the larynx sits down, it increases the resonance space in the vocal tract. All right? And women that can dampen their larynx and increase the space in their vocal tract begin to amplify warmer, darker harmonics. You turn a violin into a viola. Onsets, how we start a note, are critical to this methodology that Draven and I are advocating. Not only does the dampen and release onset make the larynx come down, so that it increases the resonance space, so that it amplifies darker harmonics, but it tends to add more sound color into the resonance, and that amplifies more warmth and darker colors. So, by the way, notice that there's a physical element. Dampen, get the larynx down, using our specialized onset to do that. 2, which sort of in a chain reaction influences the sound color or the color of the resonance. All right? So there's a physical. Notice there's a physical element. There's an acoustic element in there. I also think that women, as they go low, as you know, Draven, they tend to get windy. The compression on the vocal folds tend to weaken as they go low in frequency. So that's the other thing you have to address. If you're a lady and you're singing lows, you also want to make sure that you're getting good, strong closure on your vocal folds, the vocal cords. So when you get good closure, as women go lower in frequency, their vocal folds tend to get weak and it becomes more windy. Well, if you have more wind in the vocal tract, you get more wind in your sound color, and a windy sound color isn't going to amplify anything. It's not going to amplify high overtones, dark overtones. It's not going to amplify anything but the sound of wind. Okay? now, the sound of wind is something you might want. For example, it's a windy, I'm singing with wind. Okay, it's just something that sits in a category of techniques called vocal effects. And it's in the course, it's in the book. We talk about vocal effects, but that's not the discussion we're having right now. I think what Fran is referring to is a full, rich tone, not a vocal effect to sound sexy or seductive or whatever on a low note. She's not going for that Marilyn Monroe singing to John F. Kennedy vibe. Okay, she wants real tone. Then you got to get the vocal folds together, because if you're going to get the vowels that Draven is advocating, and you're going to use that dampen and release onset, the other piece that will help enable that is getting good vocal fold compression. How do you get vocal fold compression? Again, the dampen and release onset will help you with that quite a bit. And we also have another onset that is specialized for compression, which is called the quack and release onset, first and foremost. Also the track and release onsets that start with nasals, will also help with compression. And I don't want to get into a rabbit hole here, but
it's okay.
Configuring the larynx into cry vocal mode also increases hyperreduction of the vocal folds. So